Okay, so today's the big community-wide yard sale that I've been telling you about for the past several weeks. That's why I wanted to get this one out of here, out by the road for sale. So I was in a big hurry for this one, and the post office just wouldn't deliver the part, and it's still lost in the mail. So I hope to get my money back on it soon. So as I told you in a past video, they're having a big community yard sale down the road in the village, unincorporated village. I've taken you down there before, and as they drive by, of course, then they can see that we have a yard sale also. I need to get the sign better attached. It's not staying up. So this is Carolyn's stuff. She does crochet. I know the dudes aren't going to be very interested in this, but they should be, because, you know, I see relationship issues all the time. I've been in relationships with relationship issues, and I didn't understand things. Well, Carolyn has social anxiety. It's a mental illness. Of course, it's gotten 1,000 times better since we moved here, and especially since we got on the carnivorous diet. It's gotten a lot better. But today she's very jittery because she's got her stuff out here. She knows people's going to show up, so it's very jittery. But what most people will do is they will go out and spend thousands of dollars on insurance and medical programs so they can get medication to control their anxiety. Of course, there's those that will self-medicate, and I'm sure that there are people in my audience right now self-medicating with, you know, alcohol or illegal stuff just to control it. Well, this is how Carolyn controls it. She crochets. And the thing is she would have 1,000 times more stuff out here if she wasn't so picky about it. She probably redid this hat right here 1,000 times. I'm just picking a hat because I would imagine every one of them that she did, she would get halfway through and she would say, look at that, I messed up. And I would look at them like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she would tear the whole thing apart and start over. And it's just relaxing for her. You know, when she's not splitting wood or doing things around the house, doing her chores, whatever it is, she'll sit here and do this. She used to get on social media and talk about, or read about and talk about all the politics going on in the world. She'd get on those conspiracy pages, and and the anxiety just shot through the roof. So she got off of that, stopped doing that, and then she you know, just scrolled around on Facebook. But since she's gotten where she's just crocheting, oh, I tell you. And the thing is she did this a long time ago when we were traveling in the pop-up camper, and we had subscribers saying they would set up a website and sell it, and so we could sell it off YouTube and all kinds of stuff. And well, then the camper burned down, and it all burned down, and she was, I don't even know how to say this. I mean, the whole thing was devastating. We lost everything, absolutely everything. And she didn't say a word about her crochet. We got everything cleaned up, and it was probably 6 months later. We were talking about the fire, and she said, nah, I lost all that crocheting. And it didn't even occur to me. I know, I'm just a guy. It didn't even occur to me that was pretty significant to her. You know, I lost I had a couple firearms in there, some tools and different things, and you know, that was pretty devastating to me, and that's all I was thinking about was what was devastating to me. And it just never occurred to me that she lost all that. But as soon as she did, I just felt terrible. I can't tell you how terrible I felt. I was just riddled with guilt, but there was really nothing I could do about it. It was, you know, you just feel guilty. But that was one of the things about living and traveling, I should say, traveling in National Forest. We learned early in the first year that it was a dangerous place. Once they burned the camper down, it was a dangerous place, and the whole focus of my YouTube channel changed, because, you know, you had guys out there on YouTube telling you how great it was. Everybody needs to sell all their stuff, buy a van, and live on the road. It's completely safe. Everybody out here is great people. Until you meet a guy who's basically homeless, and mad at the national forest because they keep making him move from one national forest into another. And he thought we were, what was the word, campsite host. So he thought that he would get at the national forest by burning down our camper. He thought that would get their attention. Well, we weren't campsite hosts. As a matter of fact, we were coincidentally actually going that day, when they burned it down, we were at the National Forest office applying for a job to do campsite host. Not at that campsite, but a different one. And the ranger, the actual ranger, carries the gun, badge. He came out and visited with us, talked about the program. So I would imagine this guy saw the ranger there talking to us, and he just assumed that we were the evil one. Well, we'd only been doing it a year, and we were already targeted. Now, of course, all the channels talked about all the mistakes we made, and basically they victim blamed. They blamed us for somebody burning down our camper, and these are the precautions we should have taken. But wait a minute, I'm confused. Let's think about this. You're blaming me for not taking the proper precautions when you told me that it was completely safe. Come on out, sell all your stuff. Well, you know, when things are suspicious, you need to move, or you shouldn't be in a camper. You should be in a van so you can just up and leave. And so, you know, it was all my fault that I just didn't do it right. If I'd have done it right, I would have been safe. But they really weren't that specific. Basically, they just said, come on out. And the thing is, a lot of people said, well, you shouldn't went to Arizona because it's safer out in Arizona. But one of the guys, the biggest guy of the YouTube nomadic world, was in Florida at the time. We were in Florida, he was in Florida. So that didn't even make sense. If the biggest guy on YouTube telling everybody to come out here and live, it's safe, was in Florida, then why was it unsafe for us to be in Florida? It's just unsafe. And so when I turned the page of the channel explaining how dangerous it was, oh, I mean, I just got all kinds of heat for it. It was constantly my fault that our camper was burned down by a lunatic. If only we would have done this or that when they were still advertising how safe it was. It's safe. And, you know, somebody actually tried to address in one of the channels our camper being burned down and how it was totally safe and it was just our fault that we did it. And then they started saying things like, if you're a woman, just put men's boots outside your camper. They'll know that there's a man there. And so then they started, you know, trying to explain how to be a little bit safer. Well, wait, if it's totally safe, why do I have to buy boots, men's boots, and put them outside? And not only that, why is the man putting boots outside where the snakes are? So when he gets up in the morning, his boots are full of snakes or bugs or whatever. It was just all fiction. Then we got the truck camper. We built the truck camper, put it on there. And from that point on, we just didn't feel safe. One of the biggest fears I had was losing the truck. You know, being out there in the middle of nowhere, no phone, and losing the truck. And every time we'd go for a hike or a walk, I would be afraid that somebody would burn down the truck camper with the truck attached to it. So we lose everything plus the truck and the phones, and I mean, just absolutely everything. So I just never felt safe. You know, we gave it up. But it was a constant state of anxiety for Carolyn, especially with me being on YouTube. She was always afraid somebody was going to show up. I mean, one time, it wasn't even a subscriber, it was just some person. We were in Arizona, where it was really safe. Up there by not in the Grand Canyon, but near the North Rim. There was a section. It was beautiful. And some guy comes over, opens up the door. Hey, neighbor! We were inside. So when I addressed that, the YouTuber said, well, you should have locked your door. I thought you said it was safe. So the manipulation and the lies, telling everybody to come out and then criticize them when something happened. They didn't want look, here's the thing that you got to understand. Look at my views. My views are always terrible. I have terrible views. Occasionally I will get a video that trends well. And right now I have a video that, you know, it's keeping my head above water. But I had to start another revenue source. I couldn't rely on YouTube anymore. So what I try to do is provide content, believe it or not, that people can learn from. Not that, but there are other YouTubers out there who are trying to make money. And that's their only objective, is to make money. So they'll tell you anything. They will tell you anything you want to hear. So you'll watch their videos. There's people going over to Tennessee and North Carolina right now on YouTube. And they're doing drives, you know, YouTube drives and all this stuff. But I've not seen one of them shut off their AdSense revenue source. All of them are doing it. There might be a 50-50 thing. They're doing it because they want to be generous and they want to help. But on the other hand, they're doing it because they need to make money on their YouTube channel. I mean, I admit, the only reason I do YouTube is to make money. But I have a hard time lying to people. I just can't do it. I want you to know that I make money on YouTube. So I'm doing these tractor lawnmower repair videos to make money, not only with the lawnmower, but with the YouTube video. I do the best I can so you'll watch and you might learn something, but in the end, I'm making money. So if I go, and I have, when I go donate my time or volunteer something, whatever you want to say, or donate goods up to the charity thing, I forget what it's called. I don't make a YouTube video about it because that was between me and my spirit to do something that was generous. So if you're seeing people make YouTube videos, if they're doing anything and they have the AdSense on, you know that they're not doing it just to be good people. They part of them might be, but so you can't believe everything you see on YouTube, believe it or not. And the thing is some of the most trusted people on YouTube are doing it for the same reason I'm doing it. They're just not being honest about it. They gotta make money. There was a YouTuber just the other day, went to Tennessee. He's a big YouTuber. I watch him all the time. And I really struggled with what he was doing. He went down to Tennessee to volunteer for a church, and he started making videos. Now, when he went down there, he said he didn't go down there and make videos. But he did. He made 3. And I struggled with it because he had AdSense on. But he did something that I appreciated, even though he was getting paid to do it, was he linked up the church, the organization, where you could send donations or go volunteer, did the web page, did the whole thing. I just think it would have been better if you'd have turned off AdSense. So again, even though they're doing a good thing, don't get me wrong, they're doing a good thing, it's not all about the people they're helping. There is a portion of it that they're trying to help themselves. Keep that in mind. If they're telling you to come out and live on the road or off-grid, then you got to know that it's if the AdSense is on, they're not being completely truthful. So if you'll click this up next box to take you to a video, well, I was working on something, so if I can inspire you to find the truth so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.